You can start.
Peppy, hi!
Hey!
We're back!
It's Monday.
It's Monday.
So next year at this time, if we think about doing this again, remind me of how difficult this is to do every day.
That's so true. As much as you think in your mind, like, oh, it's just once a day.
It'll only take a couple minutes.
Yeah. It's like a whole thing. It's like a whole production.
Right?
So.
And then when we get done, it takes me like 3 hours to cut 2 seconds worth of video and then upload it and find out it's wrong.
That's
and then have to do it again.
Yeah.
So anyways, it's Monday.
Yes.
We're on day 6 of our Advent bourbon calendar by my new BFF, Paul.
Yes.
Jamie's favorite brother-in-law today.
Today. Just today.
Mike, I'm just kidding, Mike. It's fine.
I know, I'm like, I have more than one.
I know, but I'm trying to get Mike to send us something.
Fair.
So
okay.
if he wants to rise up in the rankings, I'm just saying. So,
That's
you know,
fair.
I guess we could say all of a sudden we're monetized, and we didn't plan to be monetized.
That's fair.
We got a gift today in the mail. Surprise! So apparently our really bad production value stuff caused Paul to be kind to us again and sent us Glencairn glasses.
Thank you,
so
Paul.
we can be like legit.
Yeah. I think it was secretly killing him.
Oh, I know it was.
That
it had
we
to
weren't
be.
drinking
It had
out
to be.
of.
I have one, and it's here somewhere.
Yeah.
I just don't know where. It might be in the RV.
See, and this just goes to show you how much I don't know about bourbon. I know like of these glasses in the sense that like I've seen this shape before,
right?
But like I did not know that these were specific to bourbon. And,
yeah, so
like,
it's supposed to be something about the shape, right? It's supposed to bring the aroma around that's what my understanding is. And whoever's watching this, which is like 2 people beyond the family, pay no attention to anything I say is gospel because I'm just going off of what I read. I am by far an expert. Jamie made mention the other day about my newfound love of bourbon, and she's partially right. Partially. Yeah. So my newfound love of bourbon is drinking it this way, tasting it straight, neat, which is fascinating to me. Before, I had to have it mixed with something. I'm a big whiskey sour fan.
Oh, love whiskey
sours. And we were drinking those. Remember when I was making those last year? Mm-hmm. We were making that with real egg white.
Yeah.
We're handcrafting, so it was great. But here's a little nugget for you. So I've been in love with whiskey sour since I was like a little kid.
Oh, same. I had my first on a cruise ship when I was 12.
I gotcha.
Yeah,
I gotcha.
You were earlier than that?
My gosh, yeah. I had to be like 5. Right? So my grandfather, here's how it went. Every Christmas, Grandpa would make whiskey sours.
Okay.
And to the best of my recollection, this is how it went. He opened up a can of lemonade concentrate, the frozen kind, dumped it in the blender.
Okay.
Filled that can half or maybe a little bit more, it's a long time ago, with whiskey.
Okay.
Blended them together, slapped some powdered sugar in there, hence that's why I'm a diabetic today.
It was the whiskey sours.
True. And Grandpa passed in 1976, so it was way before that. Anyhow, thanks Grandpa for my foray into whiskey.
I take it all back. This is not a new love.
Well, this part is.
You and whiskey and bourbon must
go way
back.
Way back. So tonight, what do we have? Do you remember?
Yeah, so it's a High West.
It is
right?
High West, and it's a Bourye.
A Bourye.
Bourye, depending on how you pronounce that, which is really a blend of bourbon and rye whiskey.
Okay. And you said rye.
Okay, so remember last night we talked about what makes bourbon a bourbon?
Yes.
Which was?
It has to be more than 51% corn.
Corn, correct.
Yes. Okay.
Rye whiskey is 51% rye. As the grain.
Okay.
So basically, for the most part, almost every whiskey bourbon out there is a blend of corn, rye, and barley, malted barley. Now there's some variations that include rice now and things like that, but those are the three historical. From my understanding, it goes way back. So it's just mixing things up a little bit.
Okay.
So I did some research today because I don't want to come off as a complete idiot, but I don't know about this stuff. So I did some checking. Here's what it says. The 2018 limited edition release of Bourye, it's a blend of straight bourbons and straight ryes. The 2018 batch comprises of 13 and 14-year-old ryes with a mash bill of 95% rye and 5% barley malt. So 95% rye. So when you're tasting rye, we talked last night, you're going to have more heat.
Got it.
Think about tasting rye bread, right?
Yeah.
Rye bread has a really distinct kind of a bite to it.
Yeah.
So you're going to get a lot of like kitchen flavors with this, probably some cinnamon.
Okay.
Right, that's the kind of heat that you're going to taste.
Got it. So it's more of like a spice heat, but not in the sense of like spicy. It's like spice heat.
Bingo, nailed it.
Like Spanish wine.
Absolutely, of which I drink all the time.
Spanish wine is a very spice-heavy wine. You will taste very intense flavors like that. So
that's a whole new.
I know.
That's a whole new winey riches.
I know that's from my days of working in the wine bar. So
that's right. You did do that.
I did.
I forgot about that. That was fun.
Mm-hmm.
So the rest of this is a mix of 11 and 12-year-old bourbons.
Okay.
That mash bill is one of them is 75% corn, 21% rye, and 4% barley malt. 11-year-old bourbon, which is a mash bill of 60% corn, 36% rye, 4% barley malt. Bourye is bottled at 92 proof. So it's proof down.
Got it.
From what we drank last night.
The Elijah
with
Craig.
Elijah Craig. She's still having bad dreams about that. But I still think
that was
Elijah Craig was wonderful. Thank you, Paul. By the way, I went out to see if I could find some today, and you're right. Not a bottle to be found of the sweet wheat.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah, I couldn't find it anywhere.
Interesting.
All right, so we're going to take advantage.
I didn't do the burn. Did you do the burn already?
Okay, so here's something else. Apparently we're not sophisticated enough. If you're sophisticated, you call it preparing your palate. So we're going to prepare our palate.
Prepare the palate.
This one is not going to bite you as much as it did last night. It probably shouldn't bite you too much at all. I think you're going to like this pretty well. The rye is going to probably feel a little warmer on the finish. Mm-hmm. The spices, the cinnamons, things like that. But it should not burn your tongue and your mouth like some of the higher proof stuff.
It already doesn't suck on the burn as much as the other ones did.
Yeah.
Like, it's still not great.
Yeah, it's still not fun.
No, but
you got to have a little pain to get to the pleasure.
That didn't give me full body chills like the Elijah Craig did.
Yeah. I did cut that out last night.
Did you?
Yeah, I couldn't put that in. I might say that for a blooper.
I was about to say, we need to do at the end of the advent calendar, we need to take all of the bloopers of us like filming way before we're actually trying to film.
Right.
And just put one together.
Yeah.
We can make a TikTok.
That one will be
fun.
a rated R version after your potty mouth.
Yeah, not safe for work. NSFW.
So, right?
So, yeah.
Give a little swirl.
Okay. Oh, and we got to smell.
Yeah, so this I think you're really gonna like this scent. Don't forget to open your mouth.
Oh yeah.
That's
forget
why you gotta
every
open
time.
your mouth.
I know.
You're gonna get that alcohol.
I know. Okay, a little vanilla.
Oh yeah, lots of vanilla. God, I love that. Let me see, who else had some tasting notes here? There wasn't any. So while we're sniffing this, if you want to see like a professional review on YouTube, not us amateurs, go check out Sarah and Chad with It's Bourbon Night. I'll put a link below. Great couple. They just I'll put a link to this actual review so you can see what some professionals have to say about it. And interestingly enough, as I was looking through some of their stuff, they actually did a review of a Midwinter Night Dram, of which we're going to do next for tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So,
perfect.
Cool stuff.
Okay.
All right. Sorry, got carried away.
Thank you. Oh, much smoother.
Yeah.
Oh my God, so much smoother. See, now, okay. This might just be my unsophisticated self when it comes to bourbon and a lot of other things. But bourbon in this context. Why wouldn't you want to drink this over the Elijah Craig?
Well, you got to remember too. I mean, you're so early into this.
Fair.
That it bothers you more. The more you drink it, the more you'll become accustomed to the flavor. You'll become more accustomed to the higher proof. Classic example, when I first really started drinking bourbons, well, I mean, if I had 1.5 old fashions
on the floor,
it was a mess.
Yeah,
right.
That's fair.
But you do build up a little bit of a tolerance, and your taste buds do too. They build up a tolerance for it to the point where you're like, oh yeah, that okay. This stuff is like Kool-Aid. Give me something stronger.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay, so on this one, I'm trying to figure out if the left nostril is broken, because the Elijah Craig last night and this one, out of my left nostril, all I smell is alcohol. I can't pick up anything else. Out of my right side, I'm getting caramel.
Yeah, for sure.
You're smelling that too?
Yeah.
It's definitely caramel out of the right, but the left, all I smell is alcohol. And maybe like the tiniest bit of vanilla out of the left.
Yeah, I'm not getting much more. My sniffer's not trained like some of these people are. I mean,
fair. Neither is mine.
We're amateurs at this, to be honest. I mean, there's people who can pull out, there's probably 10% cherries, and yeah, I got a little bit of fig out of this, and so on and so forth. And, that goes back to what we were talking about last night, right?
Right.
Some people are going to smell it. Some people are going to taste it. Some people are going to not like it. Some people are going to like it. If you can smell those things, share. My executive producer, who again failed to show up today, which is why this is so bad.
She's slacking on the job.
She's like, I gotta go to bed. When we go out for wine tasting, can she pick out the flavors in a wine?
Okay, now I will tell you, I'm far better at picking stuff out of wine, but I also worked in a wine bar. Like our staff meetings, you had to know what every single wine on the entire menu tasted like. You had to be able to talk about what it paired with. If you're going to start with this wine and move to this one, what would that procession look like? And it's a whole different animal. And so I'm very new to this, so I don't have that expertise.
Right.
But
think about where you will be at some point in time, because realistically, now we've tasted, this is our 6th one, and we've gone quite the gamut. Right. So we've had all kinds of different flavors. You've learned a lot. I've learned a lot, and there's just still so much.
Yeah.
So much.
No, I agree.
Yeah, so this is pretty tasty. I'm real happy with this. I did find this today out.
Did you?
I did.
Okay.
I didn't buy it though, but I found it.
The more I sip it, the sweeter it's getting.
Mm-hmm. But it shouldn't be too sweet.
It's not too sweet.
Not
but
like the 1792 we had last night, because that was a wheat. The wheat gives it more of a sweet flavor. Right.
No, I'm not going to say it's like a sweet drink, but I will say from the first sip to now, it's sweeter.
So what I would love to do, and we'll put this in our notes somewhere, is to do an old fashioned with a wheated bourbon and an old fashioned with a rye bourbon, because old fashions are sweet as it is, so you add sugar to it, and that sweet with the sugar and the wheat is like, whoo, that's a lot. But if you put a rye in there and then add the sweet, because the rye is not very sweet, you add the sugar in there, it's almost a perfect blend.
So ideally, the perfect old fashioned is made with rye, not wheat.
Well, old fashions used to be made with rye whiskey.
Okay.
And they were done because it was just, they called it rock gut.
Yeah.
Right? Because it was so bad, they had to do something with it. Right? So that's the way old fashions were originally created, was with a rye whiskey.
Got it. Okay.
That's what I've been told. I caveat everything by saying that's what I've been told.
Got it.
My research department hasn't gotten back to me on any of that stuff.
I can't. Well, this was delicious.
Yeah, this is
I'm
really,
a fan.
really good.
Yeah, this
I'm
was
excited
very
to
good.
try the next one, which is the Midwinters Night Dream Scene 7. That's a finished rye, which basically means it's finished in the barrel. It comes out as a rye whiskey, and that's where they finish it. Finished is basically, again, my understanding, correct me if I'm wrong, is it goes in at a certain proof. It can only go into the barrel at a certain proof, and it finishes in the barrel at a lower proof. I don't believe they're proofing it down.
Okay.
But Paul, I'd appreciate your input here. And if you want to jump in at any time, Paul, just do a little video, send it to me, upload it to my Dropbox. We'll feed it in here.
That's so true.
That would be cool to get some other perspective.
Yeah.
We're actually going to try to have some guests on
we are going to have some guests.
our show. So remember we talked about Risky Bitches podcast.
Yes.
This is the other half of Risky Bitches. I'm not sure if this is the risky one or the...
Ooh.
Never mind.
Depends.
But I know Rachel and Jamie are working on their next episodes of Risky Bitches, so check that out. Whiskey Britches. Shout out to my friend Dan, who suggested that he and I do a YouTube video, and the name of it he suggested Plastered Bastards.
Love it. It's very unique. I'm here for it. Dan. So I'm looking forward to this production whenever it may take place.
Whenever we get back to Ohio is probably when that's going to start working.
I love it.
But anyway, so this is the Bourye from High West. Big thumbs up for me.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah. Delicious.
Paul, thank you for this. This was a good delicious. One, Paul. And thank you for the Glencairn glasses. Interestingly enough, Paul, I went out and got a couple Glencairn glasses today. So.
I literally, Paul, get this. When I got them in the mail, I called Vicky and I was like, Vicky, did your husband buy these? And she was like, I don't know, probably. And I was like, what's so funny is that I guarantee you, Paul was very disturbed that we were not using these in our production. And then AJ turns around and goes, what do you want to bet? My dad is out there buying Glencairn glasses right now.
Fact.
Sure enough, comes home and he's got Glencairn glasses in his hand and he's looking at these that you bought us. So thank you for buying those. They were fabulous, and I will have to continue to drink whiskey.
Yeah, you're stuck now.
I know. I have the glasses now.
Nothing you can do about it. So the glasses, the Glencairn glass, whiskyglass.com is where these came from. So Paul, your generosity is very much appreciated for the glasses and the amount of time and effort you put into this amazing whiskey advent calendar.
Yes.
Just can't thank you enough for it. It's a great experience and gives me time with my favorite daughter-in-law. Well,
I mean, I may be the only one.
She is the only one.
It's fine.
Anyhow, thanks guys. Have a great night.
Bye,
See you
guys.
next time. Cheers.
Cheers.